Hey everyone, welcome to my blush aesthetic color palette. So I used institutional white and then a little bit of blush here so that it's a blush aesthetic palette. Here we are again. So last time we compared all of the colors. I put them in a green box if I liked them, put them in a red box if I didn't like them so much. So today we are going to do the same with materials. Now there are less materials, so this should be easier. And let's dive straight in. The first material is these groutless bricks. And yes, I am going to give it the color that I like to use with it most as well. Now for this one, I don't quite know yet. Sometimes I like to use like linen or something if it's outside to make it look muddy, but I don't really do that anymore since we can place a roof on the floor. I usually go for like a natural color, then inside, maybe medium stone gray even, so I'm gonna keep it at medium stone gray. Then the next one, the rough stone bricks. I quite like that one as well. You can put it in different colors as you like. I usually go for oyster with this one, I think, or maybe even a lighter color can be nice, but I'm gonna keep it at oyster for this one. Then there is these rough bricks. Now the rough bricks, I am so sorry, but I don't really like this, nor do I use them. And the color that I will give it to this one, which I hate most, is like neon colors on it. Let's just do this. And I think this is the ugliest combination for this material. Then next up we have the large bricks. Now I'm not the biggest fan of these large bricks, but if you paint them really dark or something, they could be used for a splash wall in your kitchen. So I'm gonna keep it at a smoky gray. And then we got the marble bricks. Now I used to like these and sometimes they are nice, but it's really hard to combine them with stuff. Usually if I use them, I paint them in like very radical colors because I usually use it as an accent wall, but I think I'm gonna keep it at this red for like a brick type texture. And yes, they are going in the green box. Then we got the irregular stone. Now this one I like a lot as well. I usually go for like a little bit of a darker color with this one, so I think I'm gonna keep this. What color did I use now? Medium stone gray. Wow, I'm actually, now that I look at it, it's pretty dark so far. I hope it gets lighter towards the end. Then we got these bricks. Now these bricks I like to use as well on like brick yellow or reds, and I think I'm gonna go for a red one this time as well because I do like when it's like a little bit industrial. Then next up we have the double bricks. Now the double bricks I usually use as like wood flooring. So what I do is I go to dark taupe or pine cone or whatever. It's quite dark as you can see once again, but yeah, I usually use it as wood flooring, not really as a brick. I think I'm gonna go for some lighter color here because usually if you put it on the floor there's more light on it. I usually go for like pine cone with this one. You know what, let's just keep it at pine cone. And then for the symmetrical bricks, I'm gonna put them in the red box. I don't hate them, but I use other things more. I might actually grow to love them a little bit more in the future. Color that I hate most with these are colors that are natural. Like this is supposed to be like a rock type of thingy, so if you paint that in like a blue, let's say a blue, okay, and it just kind of is weird to me. Then we got the classic carpet. It is going in the green box, obviously. With the carpet I tend to use more pastel colors, so I'm gonna just go for something pink-ish, like seashell or something like that. I used to love the other carpet with the noodles that we had a little more than this one. I was quite sad when they changed that, and I still prefer the older one over this one, so that's a bit sad. Then the fabric I use for my carpet, so usually go for a lighter pastel color as well. Now this material is quite dark by itself, so I usually go in with like lighter colors. Let's maybe go for a light gray or something. And this one I like as well, the linear carpet tiles. I feel like I like most of these, to be honest, but okay. And then we got the plate, and the plate I like as well. I usually go for like a brown color or something like that. Maybe I'm gonna go for the yellow since I prefer that one on the plate. Okay, we are going a little bit lighter now. And then we got the cozy fabric. I think the cozy fabric is actually the one that they changed, not this one, but yeah, I think that is the one they changed, and I don't like it anymore because it looks like sand. So the only way I use it is like as a sand, but like if you want to do it in a normal way, then I don't think it's going to work out well in your house. And then we have the rust material. Now I'm not quite sure whether I should put it in the green box or the red box because I actually quite like that color. I just never really use it seriously. Like mostly when I use it, it's like to make something old or terrible. So just gonna place them here, and I'm not even gonna color it. Maybe I should color it. Yeah, this is really ugly. Okay, let's do this. And let's give it that nice green rusty look. Then we got the foil, and the foil is supposed to represent water. So if you want to like paint that in a, maybe that is too blue, but if you paint that in a blue color, you can definitely use that as like water. But I prefer to use glass roofs if I make a fake pool, so I don't really use that anymore. Now the ugliest color for this one would probably be like a dirt brownish color to make it look like an ugly river or some sort. Yeah, I'm gonna go for this one, the bronze, because I think it looks a little bit like a poo river. And then we have come to metal, and metal is actually one of my favorites to use. It's a little bit darker than the plastic colors that go onto the wall. I tend to go for like sand blue or something because I do like how it looks with that. And then we got the diamond plate. Now the diamond plate I'm not really a fan of. I use it for stairs sometimes, but like the material itself I wouldn't use a lot. So let's just put it in a red box and let's give it or hot pink, yeah. And then we have come to leather, and leather, oh my god, this is one of my favorite new materials. I just like it quite a bit. I usually paint it in like a brown color, so like this. And the way I like to use it best is with one of these couches. You can make it into a Chesterfield couch with the leather. It really looks like one of these Chesterfield couches that I love. Then we have grass. Of course, grass I always paint camo, and when it's Halloween I paint it in an ugly brown color that they put on the ground. I usually go for this grass material. Then we have come to sand, and sand I'm actually gonna put in the red box because I feel like this is a material that repeats itself a little too much and I don't really like it anymore. Let's give it a green color because sand shouldn't be green, or maybe this pastel violet color, and let's put that on the wall here because I do think that other materials may be a little bit nicer. You can see the pattern repeat, and this is with some of the other materials as well, and it just bugs me a little too much how you can see that it's just copied over and over and over. Then the eyes material, gonna put it in the red box as well. Obviously, we are gonna give that the red color. Then we have this hexagon pattern. Now, I don't really like this anymore. I think I used to like it. I just got bored of it since we can do like decals and such. I feel like there's a lot of options that are better now, and the material got better though. They changed it so that it looks a little bit nicer, but still I'm not really a fan of it. Then the zebra print, I only use this to like joke around. I usually paint it hot pink on my car or something like that. Then we got the birds, and the birds not really a fan of either. If you paint them black they are really creepy, so I'm gonna give it that. Then the trellis, not really a fan of either. Reminds me of one of those old games that I used to play where they had a window material that wasn't really a window but more like a decal, and just, I don't know, looks kind of weird to me. Then we have the overlapping circles. Now I don't know if I actually like this or not. Could be nice in a 70s build. Okay, this pink makes it look really old. I don't hate it actually. Okay, but anyways, let's continue. Oops. These puzzles, one of my least favorite materials in BLOXBURG, so I'm just gonna give it that toothpaste color. Okay, now we're adding quite a bunch to the red box. I feel like we need some green stuff again. Rainbow dots, they look a little bit better than they were. Could maybe work in a kid's bedroom, but I don't really see it. What I usually hate most is when people pick like a color that's already in these dots, so maybe like a blue or some sort, and paint their entire house in that material. Oh my goodness. Then these uneven stains, I thought I was gonna like them, and then I put them on the ground once and I didn't. Now if you paint them red, they look a lot like blood has been like split over the floor, not split over the floor, but splat over the floor. But if you paint it on a large surface, as you can see once again, you can see the lines of where it like got copied, and I just hate that so much. Then we got the jungle leaves. Now, the jungle leaves, I haven't found a use for them yet, but I don't know really what I would use them for. Usually people go for like nicer colors. I do like this, but I just don't know where I would use it. What I would hate is like a really blue color behind it, so let's give it that. Then we finally go back to one of my favorites, and that is the futuristic pattern. I just love to use it so much in every type of color. Orange is pretty, blue is pretty, green is pretty, but I think I use blue the most, even though I might like orange a little bit better. I'm gonna use blue because just I use the blue the most with this one. Then we go to the modern trellis. Now this I don't really like as well because it reminds me of those people in high school that drew S's on their sheet. I hope I can find an image of it to like show you what I mean, but there was this trend where we used to draw a special S on a sheet of paper and like be really proud. I never learned how to do it, but like a lot of people did. Then this, I don't know why, but I have have a strong hate towards this one, and I really cannot explain why that is. But like a color that I hate most with it would probably be like a purple. Maybe purple could work in a bedroom, but I don't know. Orange makes everything look nice because that's like the 70s colors, and you can use a lot of materials with that, but it's just not for me. Okay, let's give it that pastel green color. And then we have the zigzag pattern. Now this one can be... Wow, it's turned. Okay, so if you use a very subtle white-ish color, it could work. It's not the best color, but I am gonna put it in the green box. Or the best material, at least. And then we go back to the red box, obviously, and we put the camo. The camo, I don't know, I haven't really found a use for it either. So I think I'm just gonna be giving it a very bright color because that's not what camo is supposed to be. And I'm just gonna paint it here. Same with the groovy lines. Same with the giraffe, the elephants as well. Then this edge material too. And then, oh my god, this one, I have a strong feeling towards. In white, it can be used maybe in a room, but I don't ever use it just because it's so much and so in your face. And what I hate most is when people like paint it in like neon color, so I'm gonna give it a neon color. And I was never 100% a fan of this one. And then we go back to the green box. Well, finally, oh my goodness, we have so much in the red box already. And then we come to the simple ones, the smooth plastic and the normal plastic. Now you can use any color basically you want with these. I usually put sand blue like I did with the metal. I like that a lot. And then for the normal plastic one, I think I'm gonna give it flint or something like that. Then we have this metal roof. This one I quite like. You can put it in any color you like basically. So I'm just gonna keep it on institutional white because I do like that. Then we have the asphalt shingles. I like to use them on my roofs quite a lot, and I do them in dark stone gray. But they can look nice in a green color as well. Like for example, if it's Christmas and you want to do your roof like that, this green is perfect. Then the roof tiles as well are nice, but I tend to go for the shingles more now than I do with the roof. But this one has always helped me to create my older houses, so for now it can stay in the green box. Then the marble, just gonna leave it institutional white, going in the green box. Then this is going in the green box just because of the nostalgic sake. The yellow that we have from the starter house, I'm gonna give it that yellow because it is so nostalgic to me. One of the things that I find most sad, and that is the smooth pebble. I am gonna put it in this box right here because when you put it on a big surface, again, you can see where it gets copied and it just doesn't look nice. It's supposed to look natural, but if you look over it, it just looks messy because you can see the long lines in it from the picture. And that is the only reason I wouldn't use that. Otherwise, I really like how it looks. And then we come to one of my favorites as well, which is the concrete. In concrete, usually go for institutional white, maybe sometimes go for oyster or something like that, but never really the darkest of colors. Then the pebble stone I like as well, usually give it a bit of a darker color. Now not this, but more like medium stone gray, and then put that on my floors. And if I want to build a street, I usually go for concrete and paint it medium stone gray just so that it matches the street over here. Then we have the slate, and the slate I rarely use inside. When I use it, it's usually for mountains and stuff like that. So I am gonna give it that brown color to the side because I usually use it as like dirt or when I make a vegetable garden or something like that. Then this granite, I only like when it's like white or black. When you give it other colors, it starts to go to that Minecraft look. So I usually just go for institutional white or black, but mainly institutional white because I do feel like this is the only color that makes it look realistic. Then the plaster, another one I am really sad about. So if you have a house, let's say this is your house, yes, very straight walls, stuff like that. But you have a room in the middle, and then you decide to add plaster to your outdoor walls. And if you paint it, you can see the gap where the second wall is. And it's just like if you are on a distance a little bit and there's a lot of rooms right next to each other, you can see that line coming up constantly, which makes me hate that material. And I always go for concrete over it just because of that. Then we have the pebble. Pebble I also use on the ground with like a brown color to make forests and stuff like that. I do kind of like the pebble since it doesn't look repetitive. Then we have the vertical stripes. Now these are very risky. I only tend to like use them in older houses with like this yellow. And then what I usually do is I add a wall trim to that. So let's just do that right here. Like this wood paneling. I feel like this is nice, but in another use, it's quite hard to use them in my opinion. And then we have more materials going into the red box. We have these diagonal stripes. Same thing with the vertical stripes. Then we go back to the green box and we have the large mosaic tiles, and I quite like them. I wonder why the wall on the other side keeps getting painted, but okay, let's keep it institutional white. Then we have these diamond tiles. Now I do like them on chairs quite a lot. Usually give them like a brownish color or a bluish color. I'm gonna put a chair in front of it so that you can see what I mean. I only barely use that color on chairs and nothing else. So a chair in front of it would be quite normal for me. See, I tend to do this on chairs. It looks nice underneath a table. Then one of my all-time favorites is the detail tiles. I love them so much. They can never disappear. I love them in every color basically. But what I usually do is go for catted blue and paint it that way. But these are one of my all-time favorite materials. Like honestly, this concrete and then the smooth plastics and metal and maybe the brick and then these stones over here. Square tiles are okay as well. Gonna give them the green box. Then we got the subway tile. Now the subway tile I like in darker colors, like in kitchens and stuff. I'm not gonna paint it too dark so that you can still see what it looks like. Wow, wow. Then this material I love as well. It looks a little bit older and just everything about it is good for bathrooms, kitchens, everything that you want basically. Usually go for a institutional white with this one because it is already a dark material. Then we got these tilted tiles. I love them as well. They look very classy, and what I usually do is I keep them in like institutional white because they are dark as well. But if I go for a color, I tend to paint them like golden. But as you can see, you need to go for the lighter colors with this one because if you go for the darker ones, it just looks a little bit weird. Let's keep it institutional white for now. Then the diagonal bordered marble is going into the red box because I don't really use it that often and I don't tend to love it myself that much. Then the rectangular tile, nice for a splash wall as well. Gonna paint it black. The acoustical ceiling tiles, I grew to love a little bit more. Then these tiles, very simple, classy, gonna keep them institutional white. The checkered tiles, I usually go for like black with this one as well. Then the wood is a simple color that you can use. I tend to love that one as well. I'm gonna give it linen. Then the planks as well, gonna give them hurricane gray. Then this twisted wood, I hated at first and now I kind of love it. You can use it on carpets, you can use it as a wood floor, you can basically use it anywhere. And if you put two floors on top of each other, this is a nice addition to that. And I'm gonna give it oyster. Then the herringbone wood I love as well, gonna give it linen. Now the herringbone tiles are another story. I am gonna put them here. I don't really like to use them in game and especially when they're green. Then this bark material, absolutely lovely. Of course we have to give it pine cone. Then the horizontal planks, one of my favorites. I don't know whether I'm gonna go for linen with this one. Then this plywood, gonna keep it institutional white. Then the wood planks, I usually go for a darker color with these just because they remind me of a pirate ship. So I tend to go for darker browns with this one. Then the logs as well, usually go for like a brown color with these. I only use that color when it's Christmas time and I build a cabin or something. And then we have come to the final material, you guys, and that is the wood tiles. I usually go for a darker color with these as well, but linen could work if you want to. Let's give it hurricane gray. Now I'm actually quite happy to see that I have more materials in the green box than I do in the red box. Let's clean it up and let's check it out. Okay, now let's take a look at the monstrosity we have created. So these are all of my favorite materials with the favorite color I like to use on them. I'm not so sure of this one, but the other ones, yes, I do quite like, and I'm quite happy with what I picked. Now this one has a chair because I only use this material on chairs, or mainly use this. This one has a wall trim because I do feel like this one needs it. And so yeah, most of the woods are here and like the simple materials like concrete and smooth plastic, stuff like that. And over to the red box, we have the materials that I hate most or don't like to use in the colors that I hate seeing them most. So as you can see, most of the materials here are the prints. I don't really like most of the prints in BLOXBURG. I'm so sorry, Coeptus. And then also the materials that when you place them on bigger surfaces, they just look copied over and over, and I don't really like that. But those are the sad ones, like these pebbles right here, and this plaster just so sad because I do like it when it's on a simple wall. But yeah, this is my plot and this is my opinion. Let me know if my opinion is way off than yours. I would love to know what your favorite material and color to use it with is. Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button and please subscribe.